A monomial counts as one whole thing because numbers and variables are stuck together by multiplication. So an example would be just the number 10 or just the variable x, or maybe you have a combination like 10xy or abc. If the variables have exponents, they need to be whole numbers, so like abc to the third. But they all count as one term, a monomial, because they're all stuck together by multiplication. A polynomial is many monomials, because poly means many. Many monomials stuck together. This time they're stuck by either addition or subtraction. A binomial has two terms, or two monomials, so like 10 plus x. A trinomial has three terms, or three monomials, so like 10 plus x minus a, b, c to the third. A polynomial has many terms, or four or more terms, so 4 plus terms, all separated by a plus or minus sign. The degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents of the variables. So all we need to look at are the letters. So when we try for a, x is a letter, the only exponent there is 4, so the degree is 4. When I look at 12, there are no letters, so the degree is 0. In C, I don't count the exponent on the 4, but I'll count the 2 on the A, and I'll count the 1 on the B, and 2 plus 1 is degree 3. Last, I'll count the 3 on the X, the 4 on the Y, and the 1 on the Z, and when I add those up, 3 plus 4 plus 1 is 8. To put a polynomial in standard form, think of it from when you order yourselves from tallest to shortest. The highest degree goes first, and then the lowest degree goes last. The leading coefficient, once you already have it in standard form, is the number in front. Coefficient, like if you had 2x, the coefficient would just be the 2. And so the leading coefficient is the first number once it's in standard form. So let's reorder letter A. The degree on the 2x is 1. The degree on the 4x to the third is 3. And the degree on that number 1, since there are no letters, is 0. So we'll put the highest degree first. So the 4x to the third, it's positive, goes first. And then the 2x to the first comes next. It's positive. So plus 2x to the first, and then finally the minus 1. Your plain numbers, since they don't have a letter by them, the degree will always be 0, and so those will always be listed last. Next, we'll write down the leading coefficient, which is just the number out in front, once it's in standard form. So ours is 4. When you do B, it looks like we have degree 3, degree 1, degree 5, and degree 0. So I'll go ahead and reorder those. First, the x to the 5th. I'll cross that off. Then the positive 7x to the 3rd. Cross that off. Then the negative 11x. And finally, the minus 2. What's the leading coefficient? It's the number in front of the first term. It's not there, it's a secret one, so the leading coefficient is 1. The degree of the entire polynomial, once you've reordered the terms and they're in standard form, whichever term has the highest degree is the overall degree of the entire polynomial. So in example 3, I already listed these in standard form for you, so it's going to be pretty easy because the highest degree is going to be the first one. So it looks like this is degree 4, because 4 is the highest exponent, the 2, and then the 1, and then the 0. They're all smaller. When we look at B, this one tricked some people sometimes. The x squared y to the third, since those are stuck together by multiplication, they all count as one term. So the degree on that entire term is 2 plus 3, which is degree 5. The degree on this term is x to the first, y to the third. So the overall degree on that term is 4, which is why it's listed second, and then that degree is 1. So since 5 is the highest, the entire polynomial has degree 5. When we give polynomials a name, we always have to give the first name based on the degree, and the last name is always based on the number of terms, like we talked about before. So when we look at A, first I'll decide what the degree is. So I look for the highest exponent. These aren't necessarily in standard form. So this term is degree 1, this term is degree 3, and this term is degree 0. So the highest is 3, so I look at degree 3 and I see the word cubic. So the first name is cubic. And next I count the number of terms, 1, 2, 3, and 3 terms is a trinomial. So this is a cubic trinomial. When I look at B, I look for the degree, so I have an exponent of 3 on the first term, 2 on the second term, 5, and then 0. So the highest degree is 5, so we look at degree 5. We can use the word quintic, or you can say 5th degree. If it's anything higher than 5th degree, you can say 6th degree, 7th degree, 8th degree, etc. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so 4 terms is a polynomial. Last we have degree 2, so that was quadratic. And there's only one term here. It's all held together by multiplication, so it's a monomial. Last we have degree 5, so this is also quintic. And there's 1, 2, 3 terms, so 3 terms is a trinomial. Make sure you follow the directions in your homework and list all the information that they want. So I listed it right here. Good luck.